HOA stole 2,100 acres of Mom's ranch. I controlled their beef contracts and shut it down. The Montana sun beat down on the sprawling 2,100-acre ranch that had been in my family for 4 generations. Mom's ranch wasn't just land. It was our blood, our sweat, our legacy. I'm Clara, 34, and I'd spent my life learning every fence post, every grazing field, every contract that kept our cattle business alive. Mom, Ellen, was the heart of it all. Her hands calloused from decades of work, her smile a beacon of resilience. But the HOA vultures in suits saw our land as a cash grab. They called it redevelopment potential. I called it theft. It started with letters. Polite at first, then threatening. The Karen Flower HOA, named after some forgotten settler, claimed our ranch violated new zoning laws. They said our cattle operations were unsightly and our land needed modernizing. By last spring, they'd manipulated county officials, twisted legal loopholes, and seized 2,100 acres through eminent domain. Mom was devastated, her health fading as she watched her life's work stripped away. I swore I'd fight back, not with guns or fists, but with something sharper: leverage. I controlled the beef contracts. Our ranch supplied 60% of the region's premium grass-fed beef, and every major distributor from Bozeman to Billings depended on us. The HOA didn't know I held the keys to their food chain. Their gated community, with its manicured lawns and McMansions, relied on my contracts for their fancy steakhouses and grocery stores. I spent nights poring over legal documents, calling in favors, and rallying other ranchers who'd been burned by the HOA's greed. My plan was simple: choke their supply chain until they bled. The confrontation came on a blistering July afternoon. I stood in the field where Mom used to ride her horse, holding a stack of canceled contracts. Across from me was Richard, the HOA's smug president, his suit absurdly out of place in the dust. "You can't do this, Clara," he sneered. "Your land's ours now. Move on." Mom stood beside me, frail but defiant, her eyes burning with the fire of a woman who'd lost everything. "You stole my home," she said, voice steady. "You don't get to steal my fight." Then came the twist. Old Man Tucker, our reclusive neighbor, stepped forward. He'd been silent for years, a hermit who'd sold his own land to the HOA a decade ago. We thought he'd given up. But Tucker, with his weathered cowboy hat and a voice like gravel, dropped a bombshell. "I kept records," he said, pulling out a tattered ledger. "Every bribe, every forged signature the HOA used to take my land. It's enough to bury them." My heart raced. Tucker's evidence was the weapon I needed, a legal dagger to their heart. We took it to court. Tucker's ledger exposed the HOA's corruption. Payoffs to county officials, falsified documents, even threats against other ranchers. The judge, a rare honest one, ruled in our favor. The 2,100 acres were returned to Mom, and the HOA faced criminal charges. I thought we'd won. I thought justice had prevailed. But victory came at a cost. Mom's health collapsed the day after the ruling. The stress, the fight, the years of worry, it was too much. She passed quietly in her sleep, her hand clutching a photo of the ranch at sunrise. I stood in that same field, contracts in hand, the land ours again, but Mom was gone. The HOA was broken, their beef supply cut off, their community unraveling as residents fled the scandal. But the ranch felt empty without her. I'd won the war but lost the heart of it. The wooden fence still stands, with a hand-painted sign I nailed up myself. HOA stole our land, but we fight back. It's a reminder of what we endured, what we lost, and what we reclaimed. The land is ours, but the victory is bittersweet, a hollow echo of Mom's laughter. I walk the fields alone now, wondering if justice was worth the price. What would you do when greed threatens your legacy? Share your thoughts on justice, community, and fighting for what's right.